who were attracted to the Lord. The first is the young boy David, who was trying to fight against a giant, a Philistine. According to the book of Samuel, the height of Goliath, this giant, is 6 cubits and a span. A cubit is approximately 18 inches, and a span is about 9 inches. Thus, Goliath appears to be 9 feet and 9 inches tall. I think the tallest priest here is Father Joe Kilo. Where's Father Joe? Father Joe. But even if he is tall, no? We can imagine how tall Goliath is. And then he is fighting against a small boy. But we were told in the story, in the readings, that David was able to defeat Goliath despite of his size and height. And the first reading told us the reason why. It is because David trusted the Lord. In his littleness, he was attracted to the Lord. He turned to the Lord in trust. The gospel also presents someone who feels so small and little about himself. This man with a withered hand, a paralyzed hand. We were told that this person, his paralysis, is not something that is inborn. But some illness had taken the strength from him. That's why he was suffering from paralysis. A careful study of this text tells us that this man was a stone mason. And as a stone mason, he needs a strong hand in order to perform his task. A paralyzed hand cannot qualify as a stone mason. And he asked Jesus to heal him from this paralysis. That means a lot to him, because if Jesus will heal him, will restore his hand so that he will be ready for the task being a stone mason, he will be able to work. And in working, he will earn a living and be able to support his family. And Jesus did not fail him. Jesus performed that miracle of healing. And if we try to look at the reason why miracles are performed by Jesus in the Gospels, he performs miracles not because he wants to be popular, not because he wants money. He performs miracles because he wants to glorify the Father, not to make himself powerful and popular. He wants to glorify the Father. All the works of Jesus are meant for the glorification of the Father. If we look at the book of Genesis, we are presented with a very unique image of our God. Our God, as presented in the book of Genesis, is a God who works. He is a God who works. And we ask the question, why is this powerful God need to work? Why does He work? God, in the book of Genesis, works not because He is obliged to do it. He works because He wants it. Because He wants to bless His creation. In Genesis, God chooses to work to share something of Himself with His people, with the rest of creation. This means that for God, work is seen as being intimately associated with the act of self-giving. Work is an act of self-giving. Work is an act of blessing people. And therefore, work is an act, an expression of love. How does God work? The book of Genesis tells us that He enjoys doing His work. He is not portrayed as someone who hates his job. He is not complaining. On the contrary, He takes delight in the work process, pronouncing creation the product of His labor as good at the end of each day. God enjoys His work because for Him, work is not an obligation. Work is an expression of love that blesses people. All of us who are here are doing different types of work. And we are invited to create miracles in the world, like what Jesus did to this man with a withered hand, by working in order to give ourselves and to share ourselves to other people. By working, we are extending ourselves to bless people, because work is an expression of love. You know, when bishops, when priests work with dedication for the church, not for money, but for the good of the church, people will understand that our church is really a church of the poor. If politicians will work for the promotion of the common good, they will make a big difference in the lives of people. I told our politicians in our province that your position is very crucial. It gives and it sets direction, and it will change the direction and lives of so many people. One signature of a governor, of a congressman, of a mayor will change the direction of the province, of the city, of the area, of the community. If our economists, our businessmen will do business not in the name of profit, but for service, our work will contribute something that will make our society different. When we enjoy doing good things for others, we will be changing lives and societies. There are important invitations for us at this time in our history. With our issue of the climate change, climate emergency, we need to work together as a people. As our reparation for the sin we have committed. According to Pope Francis, we have committed the sin of intergenerational injustice. Intergenerational injustice. Ang bahin sa mga batanon sa maabot ng mga kaliwatan ato nang gikuha gikan kanila. They no longer enjoy swimming in the rivers tungod kay malana ang atong mga kasapaan. Wala na ilang dula-dulaan o katkatan nga mga kahoy tungod kay ato nang gipangputol. And as a reparation for this intergenerational injustice, we have to work together for this intergenerational solidarity. That we have to take care of our environment and promote integral ecology. You know, the many erosions of our mountains are caused because of the erosions of our values. If we want to restore a healthy environment, we need to restore our Christian values. And we need to work together as a people. We need to collaborate as a people to solve the menace and problems in our society. About a few days ago, I had the chance to engage with people who were using drugs, illegal drugs, and they have their graduation. And it's very inspiring to see people who were addicted to drugs, to illegal drugs, deciding to change their lives. Drug dependence will not change their lives by instilling fear, by killing them. They will change their lives, the direction of their lives, if we will work with them, if we allow themselves to experience the love that is always there. We need to work together. Because if we will not work together, this problem will destroy not just individuals, but it will destroy families. It will destroy societies, communities, and it will destroy the future of our country. Let us work together and be instruments of God's miracles. There are Jesuits here celebrating. And I remember St. Ignatius of Loyola in his prayer for generosity. One part of that prayer is to work, to labor, and not to ask for a reward. Nga nang dili ko kinahanglan of reward when I work. I don't need rewards in my work because I already find my work very rewarding. The very act of giving oneself is already rewarding. Parents, when you work for the good of your family, that is already rewarding. When mothers wake up at the middle of the night to change diapers of their babies, of their children, that is very rewarding. You don't need a salary to change the diaper of your children because love does not need to be paid. Love is free. And that is why people who are in love can work so tirelessly. They do not get easily tired when they work. You know, burnout is not caused by too much work. Burnout is caused by absence of love. People who are in love work so tirelessly. They are inspired. They are energized. What exhausts their energy is the one that refuels their energy. And that is why we don't need rewards. Na ay mga tao na nagtrabaho nga walay gugma. Mao nga dili pa gani magsugod sa trabaho, kapoy na kaayo ang dagway. Wala pa magsugod, kapoy na. Lunes pa gani, Biyernes na ang gihuna-huna. Alas 5 pa matapos ang trabaho sa opisina, alas 4 naghipos na sa butan. But you know, a person who is in love in the office does not mind extending his time. Because for him and for her, to work is a privilege. Because work is an act of giving oneself to bless others. And work is an expression of love. And if we have this kind of spirit, our work will make us holy. Because this is how our God works for each one of us. Amen.